the same. I was so grateful to
after
the physiotherapist told me you may never walk. He said you may never walk.
I'll probably...
Because I had 3 very horrible operations. 5 hours was in that last surgery, and he said it was a very complex, he had to keep on doing it and saying I wouldn't walk up if he left it, so I had to get that done. And
go and get your phone, and you get your phone. Your dad wants to see whether it will.
Okay, Rachel's is just the same as mine, so Rachel, go and get yours.
He needs to try him on the thing.
So,
Get yours, Rachel.
in the end, after 5 hours, your doctor declared one in the hospital, and he kept saying she's still down in the surgery.
Oh,
Getting that done. They said it was very intricate, and they had to undo all what they'd done. And I was starting to really panic on the 3rd operation.
Right, you got your phone on you.
And then the staff nurse came over to me and said, please don't take me down again. I couldn't take it somehow. I fell to a really low ebb, even though I had the knowledge. And all I'd done was talk to neurology and cry so much. I said, just pump me off, see me off. If I'm not going to walk again.
I don't know if I could live without being able to walk. I mean, walking's everything to me. Just being able to walk.
I just thought, I've had me 70 years, 3 score years and 10. He said, if you get extra bonus, that's, you're doing alright. Lord only gives you 70 years, you do not a bit if you get a bit. But I said, I've had my earnings, just let me fall asleep. I'm sick of all the pain and trouble and families and all the heartache I've had. I've took enough and I'm not going to be able to walk. The staff nurse said, we have to do this again because she said, you may never walk again. That's what she said. She's telling me dead straight I may not walk again. And I was petrified then. And I had, with having the claustrophobic on me, and I don't know if you know anything about claustrophobia.
No, I do, yeah.
Dave Kelly's got the worst person in the world, claustrophobic. He rips everything off him. You can dress him in gold, you rip it off him you can't stand there.
Does he actually rip it open?
Rips it off him.
Rips
I
it?
put lovely things on him.
And does he literally rip it open?
He looks so nice, dressed up, he's got a nice build.
Yeah.
But by God, he'll just rip it off him. All he wants is pair of little shorts on him. And nothing, not even a vest, he rips them off. And he can't even just have the window open, a bit wide open. And you can tell him 1,000 times, you go out the room and he's opened it again. He just got caught. That's why he's in a cave outside. He said, everywhere you go, people's moaning. He wants it all.
He just wants to open now.
Because he's in the open out there. Which all the pressure he wants in that cave.
Yeah, he might end up like Enoch, maybe.
The hell on it. But that's what he wants, and that's everywhere he goes. He said people's complaining about the wind. But what was I was going to tell you something that was leading to that about the claustrophobia. Oh, I had extreme claustrophobia because what they done was, I had it before, but mild, not like Dave. It wasn't like that. But what did you want?
Close that door, Rachel.
When I seen them put the plaster Paris right up my leg, I said, look, that's far too tight. I begged the doctor, said, that's crippling tight. I said, I was itchy like hell. You can't scratch when the plaster's on.
You can't get your fingers through.
Because I had one on my arm once. I fell off my bike. A push bike it was when I was about 20 odd, and I broke my arm and they put it in plaster. And I had a needle during the night, itch. In the end I went berserk and I said to Nils, get this off, Daryl. You have to go down and get a saw and saw it off 4 o'clock in the morning because I couldn't stand it. But it healed on its own.
No,
I had no trouble with it. But when I realised that, I thought, after all the pain and operations, now he's tightening my leg into it. I felt as though I was nailed in a coffin. And I begged the doctor, he said, if I take that off, it'll miss a line again. And I've got to do my job to see that that is done. I understood he had to do that, but then he's got to understand me. I'm claustrophobic and I can't stand it. And anyway, the other nurses, I kept bothering them all the time, saying, I'm getting in a cold sweat. Will you ask him to take it off? And in the end, he said, do you feel suicidal? I said, yeah. Right, he said, come down. And he cut the thing right down like that. And he said, try and leave it on. At least we've opened it so that if you are itchy, you can But I could tolerate that. As long as I knew it was open and I could pull it off. but before it was tight like bloody hell. And it's like my leg was cemented. It's terrible. Kelly couldn't have stood that for a second.
No,
Not
no.
even a second.
You probably use the
But
strength.
he's got one of the severest claustrophobics that I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Worse than anyone. He's pulling and dragging his clothes off all the time, even in a blizzard in the morning. I said, you come in this ice cold blizzard with pulling them off. I put me leather jacket on him loads of times. He ripped that off. I said, just leave it till you're going to get the flu and die. He's got terrible severe claustrophobia.
I mean, I have claustrophobia. I'll describe what mine's like. Mine is where I'll go mad, I'll go like insane and feel all uneasy if I don't feel I'm in control of my own space. So, for example, I could actually put myself in a very small, tight space, but if I didn't feel I could get myself out just as easy, then I'd feel panicky. But if it was the other way around, where you had someone stopping me from being able to get out, then I'd
you have
feel
to be in control.
yeah. I think that's actually what most people like, because with you, it's right, you like.
Control of it.
When you feel that you can't get out yourself, you felt because you've opened it, you'd at least be able to take it off if you got to that.
That's right.
Once
It's
like yours.
Opened it right down. He sawed it right down. He said, "Oh, you I said yes." So well, see, you can live with one leg, but you can't live if you've jumped out the bloody window.
Yeah. That's what they have to do.
See, someone would say, well, she told the doctor she was suicidal. So he said at your own risk. This is misaligning the leg because it's supposed to be tight. You broke it. So I was willing to risk the broken leg.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand the tightness. I just wanted to die.
No, I wouldn't be able to. Did you actually feel at that point suicidal?
I felt at my lowest ebb, and he always got the shock of his life when he come in, because I phoned him and I said, don't come in, it's far too far for you to, because he's not able to travel all that way. I said, there's nothing you can do, so stay there. I just started a phone call, but don't come all this way. But he insisted on coming. I think a couple of the neighbours was asking about me. It looks bad if you say you haven't been. I think he was more worried over that. They'll keep asking us, no, don't come. There's no point, there's nothing you can do, and I'm only going to moan at him about my illness when I know he's iller than me, even though this was a one-off. But he said, I had no idea you got so low. I dropped really low.
Yeah.
I just wanted to die, and I said, ask for them special painkillers, and they give me them. He said, we know what you've been through. She said, that particular thing, we were talking with the doctors, and they said that particular injury you had was compound fractures in 4 places. She said it was, and they had very hard time trying to get it.
How did it happen again? What happened? What was the day it happened?
I was on the mountain outside, just doing them plants, and I was dead excited, and I felt like a 2-year-old running up and down the mountain. I thought, because I'm fit for my age, and but the next day it was raining. And I slid right down the whole thing.
How far did you fall?
Right, it was quite a way, and I rolled and slid right down, but I felt the crunch, and I knew something really bad had happened. And I could tell I was in a spudgy sweat at the bottom, and he was round here, he didn't know nothing about it. And it was 2 hours in the rain, and I couldn't, because you don't see anyone down there.
No, you don't.
But there's a main road in the distance, and I thought if I could just try and wave to someone that I'm out in the rain and I can't get in. But I was going in and out of consciousness because I realised I broke something. I heard the snap in a really brutal way, and I knew that this was no, like,
no, it's not just a sprain or anything.
Get up and get over it like we do most of the time.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't going to be like that. But I did not get onto Marathi. So that bike out of this, I didn't come over all the crutches. You into talking to them all the stays of me. I've got to be off and around with one leg in the kingdom. Do something about it. Either kill me, don't try to heal me now. I was like that all day long. Well, he got me off walking.
Oh, yeah, that's a big result considering what the doctor said.
The bloody it's funny. I was sliding all over the place because it was noses walking sticks.
Oh, you like crutches?
I couldn't do it to life for me, and nose never toss on it at first. I was stuck with the hell to do on the street. And every time I got over, I'd go flying. I thought, this is far worse than I ever dreamed. I'm never in the mood. walk on these. And I had to crawl all the time on my hands and knees. But I kept on to Maraudry and he just got me up.
Yeah.
And I started walking.
Oh, fantastic.
And there was no pain, I will say that. Once I come out of the hospital, there was no pain at all.
Took that pain
none
away.
At all, none at all. And I am walking, and I'm not really walking with a limp, although I'm walking a bit slim.
Yeah.
And I'm so careful. If I see the rain, I won't dare go out again because it was that I went sliding down. I got too confident. See, old people can't be confident like that. They're not young. You can skip and jump because you're a young lad, but your old people are always falling, breaking their hips and backs. It's full of old people at them hospitals.
Yeah, and I feel actually, I mean, when my mum first told me, I was just devastated, and I felt like, because you always love walking, I know that, you actually walk really fast anyway.
Yeah, I used to try and walk and keep myself fit, so I really do, because I never, wheelchairs are not for me.
No.
Even my mother, she was 98, she always said keep mobile, keep going, don't rust and don't rest. She kept mobile and that.
People get complacent, you know, with a settee or so, and they become veteran.
She didn't die of old age either or anything. David, he kept throwing her over his shoulder and things like that. We know he dropped her.
Yeah.
That's what caused their legs to break. That's what she died of, because it was too much of a shock. But she lingered for 5 weeks with that. It was David. And they were bringing him to the people you have to make an inquiry about it. But you see, because he was schizophrenic and he come in with his nurse, they have to let it go because they can't really do anything with someone who's lunatic.
Yeah.
They can't really, even if he threw it through the window, there's nothing really much they can do. They have to take the responsibility. We shouldn't have let them out.
Yeah.
And they get in trouble.
They do, yeah. Where did you drop her?
He said to the doctor, I hope you're not trying to say that I am my mother. He said, because I'd rather go and hang myself. He said, I was there and he said that in the Royal Infirmary because he wanted to come in and explain how this has happened to your mother. And he said, don't try and pin anything on me. He said, because I would rather hang myself right now than on my mother. He said, she meant something to me. And I think he was sincere about that. I don't think he deliberately.
No.
He's fell somehow. Because she wasn't like that when she left.
No, definitely not breaking.
He was like that when and I know he throws her over his shoulder. And he's too rough for her. Too rough. She's a very old woman, and there's things happen, but that shortened her life because the coroner said she did not die of natural causes. And that brought a lot of pain to me because she kept saying I'm hanging on to get a bouquet off the tree.
And she was almost there.
We thought she Lisa said she was in good health. And we thought that, but those 2 broken legs.
And she couldn't stand the cast on her, those doctors. She didn't understand.
It's been an accident. He wouldn't do it
No.
Because he was fond of his mother in his own tin pot. Like, there was a lot of arguments, but he was still fond of her. And he went berserk when he said, you question me, he said, you think I've done something to my mother? Because with schizophrenic people, we don't know whether they have done something deliberate, but he could speak up for himself, and he said, there's no way. And I said to the doctor, well, I do know David very well, that he was very fond of his mother, and he was willing to give minder an alternative to me, you know, and he's been doing that for years.
Isn't it weird that you actually sensed something?
What?
Isn't it strange how you sensed that something was wrong, you know, before you boarded the plane last time? Because you actually said you missed it because you sensed that, I don't know.
What do you say, you sensed things?
Because you were meant to go to Norway at that time when you're leaving here with him.
I was waiting, I was there hours before from 8 o'clock. I was there hours before, and I just watched that plane go on. And when I went back, it was all that. What I faced, it was just meant that I was meant to miss that plane.
That's what I think.
I felt sorry for those bloody drag he had all going all that way to, because I hate dragging him around ill himself, and I know how ill he is. He doesn't tell anyone because he said there's nothing he can do about it. Only you know, he can't bend or nothing. He's an agony with a piece missing out of his back. He can't be healed either. So I don't like to. I wasn't when I done that ankle. I didn't want to drag him all that way.
Did he go all that way?
He come a couple of times, and I said, "Don't come all this way. There's nothing you can do." But he said, "It doesn't look like. No, I'd rather come." He said, but I just felt that I was being a nuisance to everyone. But I was at a bit. He said, "I had no idea that you were at such a low end."
No.
When I was talking to you, I just wanted to go to sleep. Call it a day, let me go to sleep. There's people are sympathetic, but there's just nothing they can do when you're in that state.
I'm just so glad.
And when that nurse, she said, you may not walk again. She said, it has to be done, that what they've taken you back down for again. I thought, this is bad. What if you're not going to walk again? You see these people in wheelchairs, don't you? Had an accident and the operation didn't go right, and they're stuck in a wheelchair.
I couldn't live like that.
I couldn't live like that either. I'd rather go.
Same.
Because you're only dead 3 days and you're given a new body and a new life.
Oh, only 3.
You're eternal, you say.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to come back as a
No.
I don't think so. But we're told we are eternal. And the geezer talks about we've lived many lives. And the Bible also says, before I placed thee in the womb I knew thee, Jeremiah, and it says